Coming up, we watched the leather dance. The previous owner had chickens.
A feather, pigeon.
Professional leather redye. And we travel back in time. Hello and welcome back to Project Rottweil. In the previous episode, we started rejuvenating and improving the interior of the E39 Touring. We installed a Blue Bus module that gave us Bluetooth and hands-free calling, among other cool things. Then we upgraded the sound system with the help of Dave from the UK, and now we're back to the front seat upgrade. We are installing E38 Contour seats, which we left with Felix to retrofit the active function and convert the wiring from pre-facelift to facelift. But prior to assembling them, we need to address the worn leather. So I popped over to Lederzentrum, aka Colourlock in Göttingen, to make them look like new.
Alright, so now Bodo is going to give us a tour of the facilities.
Yeah, welcome to Lederzentrum in Göttingen, and producer of Colourlock and some other products. We're just going to take a quick stroll around the company and then we start the work.
Perfect.
So this is where our workshop, where people get training. We don't offer the service in the company, but we train people and they come here for training for 3 days or for a whole week. This is our stock warehouse where when you order something, then it's picked here. Yeah, and all over we have like 260 products, special products for professionals. But whenever you have a leather question, you are welcome to get in touch with us. Always Stratton, he knows everything after this.
Oh, that's the good stuff, the strong cleaner.
Yeah, and this is where the stuff is packed, and we have this distributors in about, I guess, must be around 60 or 80 countries. This is production here, where all the stuff is mixed and produced. And a lot of people ask, but all the products are developed and manufactured in Germany. And this is one part, it's running under a different name. We also do products for cars when they have squeaking noise in the door panels or in the glove department. We have some products for car industry that they avoid those noises. And now we're coming to...
It's all mostly done by hand?
Yeah, all hand manufactured in Germany. Yeah, and those are another part of the company is furniture samples, and those are all furniture companies and all samples. So when you have a really nice sofa from a famous brand, we also can give you the matching color.
One shop stop for everything.
So this is also when people have training. This is a room where we teach them what all different kind of leather.
So Lederzentrum has been in this location since?
Yeah, well, Lederzentrum is on the market for like 30 years. It's on the market almost, and it started out here in Göttingen, and it was founded by Anthony, a guy from New Zealand, and he founded the company, and then it grew, and then it also went more and more into car industry. It started really getting into the industry with the Mercedes SL cars. They had a lot of problems with a load of cars that had to go to the US, and they had some problems with the leather, so the guys from Lederzentrum went there and fixed the leather, and from that time on, then they found out at Mercedes we can save a lot of money in production when we do the leather repair within the car and don't take out and put different leather in. So then they founded a leather competence team in Bremen, and that's since then, we're working together with Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, and all the big car manufacturers.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, and also with BMW, we do a lot of projects. And like I said to you before, when you get a professional repair with Colourlock products, you have an OEM certified repair system, and it's gonna has to be as durable as when you buy the leather new.
So you have this program in the US and here as well in Europe?
Yeah, we train people that do that OEM certified repair system, and whenever you're in the US, in the UK, you can go to a partner and he will repair your car, and you have an OEM certified repair.
Always standard.
Yeah.
So
now I'll go upstairs. Yeah, here's also some customer service. They're at a break right now or on holiday, and that's also one service from Lederzentrum or Colourlock. People can call for free. People can send emails with their photos, and we help them without any charge when they have any questions or problem with their leather. No matter if it's car, furniture, clothing, can avoid squeaking noises.
The rattling noise. What door panel? That's Mercedes or?
Yeah, this is Mercedes here. But this one is without, I think. It makes noise. Yeah, or here when you open it.
Ah, yeah. Great sound.
And this is with a product from
Oh, wait,
us.
so this is without?
Yeah. And this is when you move it.
Wow. The difference is astonishing.
Yeah. And we sell it also, and
So
we also plan on selling it to private customer because a lot of people have problems with squeaking noises.
That's unbelievable.
And this is the lab here where we have all the tests that are required for car industry and for furniture industry. This is, for example, the taper test where you rub with stones on the leather to see if the color is bonding.
So you do like stress testing and
Yeah,
stuff?
the testing in here, you put it on here and then put the leather on and then you run over it with stones. The little stones here, you can feel it, and then it has to run on there, and they have to have so many circles before the color wears off.
So that the color doesn't actually come off
that you
quickly.
have. And that's like for stretching the leather. So how often you can stretch it, so you can count it, you put the leather in there, and then you can see.
And this is dyed leather, and then you do testing for that
Yeah,
as
you
well.
put the leather in there, you get it from the car makers, or when we repair it or recolor it, then you have to see if the color also is flexible enough, because that's a big advantage of leather color, that it's flexible. In the US, they use a lot of acrylic colors, they spray it,
And then
it
it
looks
cracks.
good, but then after a while it cracks. Yeah, and there's some other machines here for temperature or for rubbing. This is a machine where you put leather in, you rub it, and this is probably also one of the most famous tests is the Martindale machine, where you also rub, like you can put jeans on here, you could put something in there and then you let it run over it, and then you can test it if it's prevented from dye transfer, and you rub something with you put some jeans on there and it
So
rubs
you're
on there.
mimicking real life use.
Yeah,
essentially.
right. Yeah, that's right. It's a climate machine where you can put leather in there and you can simulate heat and like getting the leather old. You can accelerate what normally it takes for years. You can accelerate here with
this machine?
Yeah, with heat and also with UV. It has a UV lamp in there, and it's you put it in there on the side, and then it heats up, and he puts. You can see how dry or how wet the climate is in there, and you can simulate like 10 years or 20 years what's going to do it with the leather.
That's really impressive.
Short. Here you can
there's the
look
leather.
in. There's the leather, and then you, because like in California or in Dubai, a lot of cars have problems with heat and with sun, so, and you can simulate it here. And when we do a repair or a color, it also has to be stable against heat.
Yeah, you have to make sure it lasts. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise people are going to kick our asses, and we don't want that.
Lovely, lovely business. Thank you so much for the tour of the
No
facility.
problem.
Now he's mixing the color by eye.
Yeah.
What?
Nah, it's financial.
There's no difference. Not even a tiny bit. Look at that. That is mighty impressive. There you have it.
Yeah, we have 26 different colors, and when people, you also can get a recipe. There's an app in the internet, and when you have a color, it shows you for 100 grams how many
much
of
you need.
is for each color. But then sometimes you have to adjust it with the eye. And when people send in something, we always recommend to send them a headrest, because within the productions there were little differences, and when you have like a BMW convertible, after 20 or 30 years the color changes a little bit, and when you do only the side of the seat, it makes sense to have 100% right color than when you send in something. When you have a really new car, it's no problem, we can do it by the color code, but after a while the color fades or goes
So that
different.
matches pretty well.
Yeah, that's the right color.
So that's the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a perfect match.
But that's when it comes out of the factory. Like you saw, this was in a booklet, and it never saw any sun or any heat. And the same thing here on the side of the seat, it never saw any sun or
Because
dirt.
there's the cover.
Yeah, the cover
goes over it.
So we're going to do it that way. With 1 liter, what was a quarter of a gallon, you can do the whole interior of a car. You can do the front seats, the back seats, the consoles, and all the parts, because it's really sprayed a thin layer. So with a bottle like that, you can do a whole BMW, a whole Beamer, and make it all new. But we're going to show you when after the break from Boreum, we're going to start with those seats and we're going to do the normal procedure. And you put already all the products for the professional way to do it. It is first cleaning, then is it degreasing with we have three different solvents to degrease. Then we have the primer, we have the color, and we have the top coat matte, glance and matte, glossy and matte, and we have the cross linker that we have a perfect 100% bounding. Yeah, and at the end, when it's all dried and everything is perfect, then you can put a protection lotion or a grease. For older leather, we recommend a grease. It's our oldest product. A synthetical leather grease, and the founder, Anthony, he was from New Zealand. He wanted to have a kiwi on it, but the kiwi was already used by another company, and his neighbor was from India, and he said an elephant with an upper, I don't know, thing here is a symbol for luck. So elephant ended up to be the first product from the Lederzentrum or Colourlock.
So now we're going to use strong cleaner or
Strong, ja.
stock?
Wir haben diese Griff.
Yeah, we always recommend to apply the cleaner on the brush or on the sponge. Don't put it directly on the seat because leather is not supposed to get wet. And that's also because it's a foam, because when leather gets too wet, you're going to break it. It's going to dry out. So, and it's more efficient to have foam. And we also recommend do it part by part, like put one side, the middle part, section by section, exactly.
So you can see before and after cleaning over there, and then this bottom section I already cleaned to see if the leather is any good, so there's no difference there, but here you can see a nice before and after. So the first step is to obviously clean the leather thoroughly and then degrease it.
That's the next step after cleaning it with a leather cleaner. It's for degreasing. It's
Reinigungsbenzin.
Yeah, in
Benzene
English
cleaner,
is
petrol cleaner.
Leather cleaning spirit. It's in English.
So it is cleaner. He's thoroughly degreasing the leather.
So these are the products that we're using: Colourlock Strong Leather Cleaner and Leather Cleaning Spirit for final degreasing.
Threaten what we always do. We take a piece of tape and then we see how good it sticks to the seat, and that gives us an idea how good the color is going to stick to them. And when you have that kind of noise, yeah.
So this is the next step where we need to scruff up the surface. So this is essentially like 400 centimeters.
And it's flexible that you don't put in new scratches on the edges. If you use sandpaper, you have the tendency to make new scratches. And this is like getting the form.
With foam in the middle, you're getting even pressure on the leather.
Yeah,
So
then degrease again because of the dust.
First we're doing primer. This is like transparent primer, or?
Yeah, it's transparent primer. It's just that the color gets a better binding to the leather. Now you leave it dry and it's going to get the next one.
On to the next one. So we're talking soft touch plastic now, and this is something they can do here as well. They can restore soft touch plastic and make it scratch resistant. And this is not soft touch, this is just plastic that they painted with the product, and you can't scratch it, which is really amazing. Yeah, so next time we have a project with soft touch plastic, I'm going to remove all of the plastic, bring it here, and then we can show that on the camera as well, because I think it'll be really interesting to restore it back to original finish and make it more durable. And now the main event, the dye. And how many layers do you do? Just one or?
2 to 3 really thin layer. Because the thinner, the better you still have the flexible leather. When you put really a lot of color on, then it doesn't feel like smooth leather anymore.
Yeah. The seat is being transformed right in front of our eyes. So now you can let it dry in the sun.
Yeah, today we have perfect weather, so that speeds up our process, and we
that's
don't
great.
need the dryer, so we can leave it dry in the sun.
And off to the next one.
And if there are dust or something coming on, it's no problem because it's going to get a final sanding at the end with a really 4000 pad, and then everything will be fine.
And you can see as it dries to a color match with the
Otherwise,
how it
yeah.
was before, yeah, with the other parts as well. So we have a small hole there. So it's called liquid leather.
You can order also the liquid leather in any color you want. If you have like a special color, like beige Montana for BMW, you can order the liquid leather in your color, and then it's easier to recolor it at the end. But you also can use neutral liquid leather and then go with the color underneath it.
Yeah. And here you can see the before and after. This is just after a redye. There's still a top coat to come on top, and I think he's gonna make it a bit more perfect. He has to sand it again and sort out that hole over there, but you can see a clear difference here. Astonishing, isn't it? That looks like brand new leather. So here's half and half, directly on one part of the seat.
Auto of normal fotografia wahrscheinlich.
I mean, just look at the difference there and there, then here and here. Here we have before and after on the headrest. But now we're gonna see a very neat trick they have, and that is to copy the grain of the leather. So if you, for example, have to repair a big patch on the leather, and you want to get the exact same grain of the leather to sort of match it, that's what he's doing right now. There you have it. Copy paste leather grain. The texture of the leather. That is amazing. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and then you heat it up. You really heat it up until it really gets really hot, and then you stamp it into your repair. When you have a filling material or the paint, and then you can really stamp it in, and that makes
And it looks
the repair even more invisible. And that's the aim, to have that people that don't know where the hole was, that they have a hard time to spot it. It's never 100%, but we try to go for 99%.
So this is the small hole that we have in the leather there. And Boreum is now going to repair it.
Yeah, Boreum is going to do now a quick repair because we don't have too much time. Repair with a product that's called leather and plastic paste, and that's a product you want to use if you want to have a good result and a really quick repair.
And now he's going to stamp the leather as well.
You know it's closed already, you can touch it already, and you repaint it, and then
And that's how that is repaired. The hole used to be somewhere over there. I don't know if you can even spot it from this distance. I can't. Top-notch job. Second coat going on. And I don't know if we mentioned this earlier on the camera, but the paint spray gun that he's using, it's very low pressure. So as you can see, when he's spraying on, it's not blowing everywhere in the air and just getting onto everything. And they have a ventilation system right over there. It's currently ice cream o'clock while the leather is drying. Boreum is now mixing the top coat. He's gonna do half and half matte and glance, which is gloss, shiny. And as Bodo was just explaining to me, this is going to achieve a factory finish, right?
yeah, so that you have the right gloss level. You can adjust it by eye, or like nowadays all the cars are pretty matte, and like early old cars they were a little bit more glossy, but we tried to match it.
What it was from the factory.
Exactly.
And now he's adding 5% cross-linker, which is essentially a two-component process, and this is what's going to harden the top coat and make it more durable.
And then you always have a very rough feeling with matte top coat in it, so at the end you can sand it down with a really 5,000 polishing pad.
All right, the top coat.
Yeah.
So the leather is done, completely restored and refurbished. Borim did a fantastic job. So now this needs to sit for 24 hours and then I can use the 4000 sandpaper.
Yeah, sand it down and apply some protection lotion. We recommend for this age of seats the grease, the elephant grease that makes it soft and smoothens it out.
This one.
Yeah, exactly. Borim has it here, and after sanding it down a little bit with a polishing pad, you can apply it, leave it on overnight.
Thank you very much. So I got a lovely care package here, full with goodies, everything
Yeah.
I need from cleaners to color to repair, brushes and whatnot.
Well, you need it for your car. It's a 2-hour drive from here to Frankfurt, and when you have some leather problems on the way, you have some products there.
Thank you very much for everything. This was a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it. The tour of the facility and how everything is done professionally. So another thing I want to mention is the difference between spraying the product and dabbing the product.
Yeah.
So this is much more durable if you were...
Yeah, that's a professional way to do it, because first you do the primer, then you do the color with crosslinker, and at the end you do the top coat, and that's the same thing they do in the factory when they do a professional OEM repair. And with a sponge, it's a repair system for people that want to do it by themselves. They don't have a spray gun, they don't have the experience.
For perhaps small patches or something.
Yeah, you can also do a whole
Complete
seat or a whole side of the seat. We have people doing the whole interior of a car, and we were astonished, but it takes a lot of time. And the result here, the durability, is much higher because it's a complete...
Because it's two-component, and then
yeah.
you have the top coat as well, and
Exactly.
it's gonna wear much. It's gonna be far more durable.
Yeah, but try it, and then, like you mentioned before, come again, and maybe
I'm
can...
definitely coming back again.
And
so
we can see how we can handle some problems with soft touch.
So I'm coming back for soft touch plastic, but I'm also coming back for my E31 Project Marseille. That
Yeah.
needs complete interior redone, and then Project Karlsruhe E32 750L that has a gray interior, and it needs to be redyed as well.
Yeah.
'Cause this is a phenomenal way to save a lot of money, save a lot of time, and preserve old leather.
And stay with your original leather.
Stay with your original as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're always welcome, and we hope to see you here again.
Thank you. Thank you again for everything.
Yeah, no problem.
Next time, hopefully, I'll get to meet Lars as well.
Yeah, Lars will be there, and maybe Michael Marx will be there, and then we'll make a big leather party here.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, now back to Felix with his leather so he can reassemble the seats. Borim, thank you as well so much. We're back at Felix's place in Randstad. Felix, what do you think of the leather?
The refreshment from Lederzentrum is amazing. I really like it.
Really good, huh?
Yes.
When you compare it to what it was before, quite chuffed how it turned out. Anyway, now you're gonna explain to us what you've done with this part as well as the wiring.
Yes. From factory, you don't get the active function. There is no sports seat foam that's useful for the contour seat.
Yeah.
So I have to make them, and it's simply this part here. It's soft.
Soft, so
Yes.
if you were to leave it like that, it would just absorb
Yes.
when these pump up. It wouldn't
And
do anything, so we need that. Which
What
Felix-
I've done, I put this sheet on the bottom. That's support material. I put this off, and then I scraped about 5 millimeters, 1 centimeter off of the foam, so I have a little space for these plates in here, like it was on the factory
Comfort seat.
comfort seat. Yes, and then you have to make a cut out here, so these plates move independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll just pump everything at once.
Yes.
Really good job. This looks factory as well, because that's how it was on the previous seat.
And you can tell because here are the same cutouts, so the air can go out. and this you can use as points where you put the plates. And simply it's
Wooden plate, right?
yeah, wooden plate.
And then the wiring.
Yes, what I've done here is this was a pre-facelift wiring harness
With the black connector.
with the black connector, yes. And on these seat, on these cables, there was no space for the active function. And your car also got the facelift wiring harness, so it wouldn't make any sense to use this. So we now got the yellow connector here.
Look at that.
Yes. And what I've done, I compare these two wiring harnesses and then looked what was missing. So what do we need to make a seat that
Plug
has
and play.
Yeah, every option that wasn't available from the factory. Yeah. So we now got a seat with more options than it was possible.
Oh,
Yes.
nice job.
And yeah, I looked on the whatever 62. Wait, what
26.
26.
It's Germany here coming through.
Yes, yes.
Because you say 26 in German, yeah.
Yes, 26 pin connector. And then I looked up what colors are missing. And then I looked through the wiring harness where they are going. And I deconnect them and reconnect them in here. We now got the buttons
support
for, you know,
in the
for
front,
the front part here. And for up here, so that it's moving. So that's basically the wiring harness of the seat that doesn't got these functions here. So you have, so I have to put these functions in. And what I also see, the pre-facelift lumbar support, it got 2 valves, and the facelift only got 1 block where all functions are in this block. So that's why you bring me the second upper part, yeah. And
So basically you're going to transfer facelift lumbar support on the
Yes.
pre-facelift seat, and that way you can get the wiring and everything to work.
Yes, so I don't have to swap
And
the
then you
cables.
also transferred over the plastic bladders, right? Was this difficult? So this one still needs to go in, but yeah.
These are the special springs. They go a little bit deeper, and then there was
We have like a pump motor thing there.
the pump, and that's very easy. In the front there is a little there
Yeah.
is for the active
brains, yeah.
the active seat, and these are just plug and play. It's just fit in because the frame is exactly the same. Yeah, you
they
can
just
just
added that.
click it in, and that's it. That's not,
So
not
now
very
we
complicated.
have a fully functional seat with all of the options.
Yes.
And, wow.
I'm also happy to see it in the car all working.
Yeah, I'll be sure to bring it over when you and Frankie can come over and take a look, because this is the seat that I wanted for the car, like the ultimate seat
Yeah,
for the
this is-
E39 Touring. Lovely job, my man. Now I'm gonna leave you to it, I guess, to assemble all of this.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your work. This was awesome, because this saved me a lot of time, and to figure out all of this on my own, it's just, you know, it's awesome to have you help out with all of this. Then we'll catch up with Felix a bit later. Back with the car, time to reassemble the trunk area. Have the missing bracket here. It bolts into here, and there's another hole there. First we need to put this in. Then we remove this part here, make a hole. And look at that, I give you a stock upgraded subwoofer, or OEM Plus if you will. Moving on, gonna tidy up everything here. I have a shorter RCA cable here. Good. All right, I've tidied up everything in the trunk. The blue bus unit, I bolted it to the bracket over there, and I removed the TCUs so the cables are long enough for all of this to sit where it needs to. Then all of that is nice and tidy here as well, so it's time to reassemble the trunk area. To clean up the carpet, we're gonna use drill brush attachment, carpet cleaner, and carpet extractor. And there we have it, beautifully clean carpet. Carpet extractor is a must. This is what we're going to retrofit in the trunk of the car. This is called pull-out loading floor. Essentially, this slides out and you can put groceries on top of it, or in my case, mainly car parts, and load them into the trunk much easier. Well, you know, it's a gimmick, but it works and it's quite nice and I want it. I scored it on eBay Kleinanzeigen for 100 euros and the seller was super nice. One of those sellers that you wish all sellers are. Super friendly, super nice packaging, easy to deal with, and he included, I believe, everything. All of the hardware, even the bolts and brackets and stuff. So I'm gonna give this a nice thorough clean and then we're gonna put this in the car. There we go, good as new. Now I'm gonna clean up the door panels. I have Geon interior detailer, a brush, and a clean Carbonius. There we have it, one nice clean door panel. It was disgusting before, and now it looks clean. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the passenger side. Whoa, sideways. Gonna have to remove the sun deadening here, otherwise it can't fit. There we go. And now the rail for the pull-out loading floor. There are threaded holes in the chassis. Now I need to remove these hooking points here. And in their place comes this roller. Then we have another set of rollers that go here. Time to test fit this. Oh, it's heavy. I think it's in. Look at that. Ha! That is cool! And it lifts up as well, which is why you have this thing here. So that probably goes there. Yes, that is really, really neato. You do sacrifice a little bit of the floor space when you do this, well, when you add this equipment, but now I can transport pineapples much easier. This goes here. And finally the spare wheel cover. Clips there, clip there. Now I can just adjust these here. Very good. With that, let's move to the front of the car. And that's all of the carpets done. Now we're gonna delete the armrest that has a useless phone, and we're gonna install one that has a storage compartment. Also, we need to remove the wood trim, the shift knob, fix this cigarette lighter thing so I can charge my phone, and install brand new cup holders. I'm not gonna throw this away. It's a cool looking phone, but I don't need it. I need space here. Well, hello there, mate. Oh, what a bundle of joy this is. There we go. As you know, I am a big fan of good wood trim. That being said, this one isn't good. It's not a nicest looking wood trim, and it's also cracked all over the place, so it just needs to go. There we go. What? A feather? Pigeon? That's fascinating. All right, now I need to pull out the shift knob, the shift noob. All right, let's see. Oh. That wasn't that bad. Now we're gonna remove the rest of the wood trim. There we go. Good trim deleted. There we go. With all of that removed, first I'm gonna vacuum the center console area because it's disgusting. And then I'm gonna use Geon Interior Detailer and go over the entire interior. All of the plastic, all of the trim, the headliner, all of it. I'm not gonna show all of that on camera because it's gonna take forever to do, but I am gonna clean the interior thoroughly. We're going to replace all 4 door seals. They're not very good shape, especially the rear ones. Pop this trim as well. The rubber door seal is kaput as well, and we need to replace it. Need to pop these out. Here's a brand new one. Beautiful. So here's a quick tip regarding this rubber seal for the door. Brand new one, very expensive. I can't remember the exact price, but I do remember saying, wow, that's expensive. So what I did is bought a used one for the passenger side. And that one is exactly the same as this one, except the driver's side is always torn, but that one sees a lot less wear and use. So it's pretty much always in good condition and can be used here as well. And you're gonna save a lot of money because I paid for that like 20 euro on eBay. Now make sure to push this all the way in, especially in the corners here. Otherwise, you might end up with more length than you need. There you have it. The seal looks perfect. Here's the old one. Completely destroyed. Gonna do the same on the other side. The seat belt retracts kind of slowly. I mean, not terribly, but could be better. And we also need to clean it, so pull it out all the way, then clamp it off. And then use upholstery cleaner. This is from Liquid Moly. Spray it onto the belt, both sides, and clean it with a carbon fiber. Now we're gonna let this dry until tomorrow, and then we're gonna apply silicone spray. You don't want to apply silicone spray directly to the belt because you're just rubbing in dirt into the seat belt and it's not gonna achieve anything. So be sure to clean the seat belt with whichever method you want and then apply a lubricant. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side and then we'll check this out tomorrow. And now the cup holders. This is a weak point on E39 and there are loads of aftermarket alternatives available and I like none of them. They stick out too much for my taste, so I just stick with the OE ones, and for me they work fine because I live in Europe. A cup of coffee is not that big. Nice. Wipe off the blood. See? The door panel. Lovely jubbly. The belts are now dry, so I'm going to use silicone spray. Gotta pull it out a couple of times. The seat belt now fully retracts. So that's a nice and easy fix. And this will work on any car. All right, we're back at Felix's place and voila, seats are done and looking absolutely beautiful. E38 Contour seats. Phenomenal job.
With the active function.
With the active function, so
It was not available from factory.
Yeah, on these seats you couldn't get the active function, only in the comfort seats, and
Yes.
you made it happen on these seats as well. And everything is nice and flat. You can't even tell that it's hiding underneath of the cushion there. So what have you had to do to get all of this to work in the end?
So the main problem was these seats are pre-facelift seats, so they got different connectors. They got the black ones,
Yeah.
and there was no space to fit the extra
Pump and all of that stuff for the active function.
Yes, there was no space for it. So what I did, I took the active seats apart and took the wiring harness out of these completely. And then put the wiring harness with the active function in, but now there was a problem. The active seats don't got this function here. There was no part that was moving, and there was here no part that was moving. Yeah, because
The
also
upper
in the
section.
yes, this was also an option on the seats, which the other one doesn't have.
Yeah.
So I looked on the old wiring harnesses of these seats, what connectors are missing, and then following them, and then I made
One by one,
Yes.
added everything. And now everything works, which is the most exciting bit. The heating, the active function, all of the memory as well. So all of the functions for tilting here, adjustable stuff there, which is awesome. And then he also had to fix this. This is the mechanism for the headrest. That's electronic as well. And if you remember, we fixed this on Project Dubai. This plastic here, it was starting to break, so Felix replaced that. Man, I'm so excited. So now I have to take them back, condition them with the elephant cream, grease, whatever it is, I forgot, and then put back the backrest, which I forgot, the back plate, and then all of this I bought brand new, which I also forgot to bring. And then the seats are ready to go back in. Felix, thank you so much again for your help. This was amazing, because it saved me a lot of time, and yeah, this for you was a piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
More or less. So Felix also fixed this bolster. This was completely ruined here, and I'm gonna insert a picture now, but you essentially glued it back together and reinforced it as well. So it's better than from the factory. It's gonna last longer. Awesome job. And then this bit here I need to re-dye, because this was kind of stuck together. So when you stretch the leather to fit it over the bolster, this kind of, yeah, not a big deal. I have a lot of dye left over, so I can fix that right.
There was no tension on it when they put the paint on. It's no worry.
But I mean, look at the seats. Everything back together as it should be. No creases. Everything stretched properly. Everything clipped back together on the back as well. Really, really nice job. Thank you so much. So if you need any upholstery work, seats, steering wheels, headliners, you do everything here, right? More or less.
Mostly everything on a car that need to be stitching.
So yeah, Felix has a lovely old school vibe workshop. So if you need any work done, his information is going to be in the description. So feel free to reach out. Cool. Thanks again so much. Time to fit the covers back on. Here's a brand new cover. Goes right over there. So I'm gonna fit the buttons now. Now the back cover. First we clip the bottom section, no? 3 million years later, the back cover is in. Let's see, this one. The seat is finally assembled. We need to fix this bit here because when we redyed the leather, it wasn't stretched enough as it is now on the seat. So this kind of stuck together, and that's why we have a small spot without dye here. So just a bit of sandpaper. Very good. Beautiful. That's fixed. So now we're gonna do what Burim told us to do, and that is use 4000 sandpaper and go over the entire leather, then wipe it off, and then we're gonna use elephant leather preserver to soften up the leather. Elephant leather preserver. All right, that's one done. Now I'm gonna do the same with the other one. Then I'm gonna leave it overnight to soak in, and then tomorrow morning we can buff it out to matte finish, and then this can finally go back in the car. Good morning. Time to buff out the seats. The leather is softer now, although you can't really go down through the leather through the dye. That's nice and matte, not glossy. Cafecito. There you go. Lastly, we have the seatbelt buckle button. I have surface prep here. Red permanent marker. Please don't use a heat gun here. You are going to melt the plastic and it'll look like crap. People love to use that. And it does give results, but it's melting the plastic. And if you overdo it, the plastic is gone. This was simple and quick enough and safe. It took me less than a minute to do this. There you have it. Looks brand new. This is the new trim for the interior. It's called Technical Graphite, and it was gifted to me by a lovely subscriber from Canada a long time ago. I was actually planning to use this on Project Hovde E39 M5, but since then I found a different trim for that car that works better with that interior. And this is dark bluish with lines. It looks beautiful and it works really well with gray interior. So this is gonna go in Project Rottweil. I also cleaned it and polished it so it looks nice and shiny, and I found a suitable shift knob on eBay that has the same type of trim on it. And then we have the gray armrest with the storage compartment. Shift knob. Nice. Very goodly, man. Gonna install this trim on the rest of the doors, and then it's time to finally do the seats. Now we're gonna clean the rear seat with Colourlock Strong Cleaner. First we need to vacuum it. The rear bench is now clean, and look at that, it matches pretty well with the front seats. Keep in mind that the rear bench is thoroughly clean now, and I'm yet to apply protection on it, and the front seats already have that, so there's maybe a slight bit of a difference in shine, but that is a pretty good match. Now we're gonna apply leather protection from Colourlock. So this is gonna protect the leather from getting damaged from the sun and UV rays and whatnot. This is gonna be a bit shiny now, but you let it sit overnight and the finish is nice and matte as it should be. It's not gonna be slippery and shiny. So we're gonna buff this out later as well. Good. Gonna let this soak in. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and clean the upper part of the rear seats, and then we're ready to reinstall the seats. Where's the bolt and the buckle? There you go. The rear seat is in. Now you're gonna do a final vacuum and then the front seats. It is really heavy. Oh. Now we need to put it in, hook it up, and then find out if everything is working. Now we can hook it up. Plugged in. Let's see, does it go down? Yes. Front. Yep. Back. Tilts as well. Then that works. Armrest works. Lumbar. Yep. Then the upper section. Yes. That is working beautifully as well. Okay, active function. It is working. I can see the seat being pumped up and pumped down. Yep. It's pumping up this side here. So every 10 seconds or so, it's pumping up one side. Let's take a seat to feel it. Oh yeah, definitely works. Yeah, that's nice. That's working. How about this in the front? Yes. Seat heating. Let's give that a shot. Oh, it's already warm. Felix, you magnificent man. Everything is working perfectly. Seat heating moves in every direction, and the active function is working as well. I am chuffed with that. Absolutely thrilled. Let's bolt it down then. So as I mentioned before, the Contour seats are plug and play, direct bolt in. Wow. If you get if you do facelift on facelift or pre-facelift on pre-facelift. And now the plastic covers. Beautiful. Oh man, look at these seats. That is awesome. All right, passenger seat. Time to test this side as well. Goes down, front, back, tilt. Active function confirmed. Fresh first aid kit. Brand new floor mats. I decided to go with black ones. The gray ones would just get miserably dirty almost instantly. So black it is. This is velour with gray stitching. Seems like nice quality. I paid 50 bucks for the set. Profi mats, something like that on eBay. Comes with the hardware as well. So let's pop them in. Wow, even the holes line up. That's nice. All right. Fits great. This is the original steering wheel of the car, which I had redone. I know what you're thinking. The M Sport steering wheel looks much better. It feels much better in your hands. But this car has one rare option that I definitely want to keep, which is the heated steering wheel. Super nice thing to have in winter, and I don't want to lose that. And I had this one refurbished because the leather was in really bad condition. And this was done by the same guy that did Alpina steering wheel, and he does great OE looking reupholstery of the steering wheel. The leather matches the original one with the same texture. The connections, the seams, the stitching, all of it is beautifully done. So I'm going to leave his contact details in the description. He didn't give me a discount. I didn't get this for free. I paid the full price because the guy does really good work. And that's it. The interior is finally done. What a beautiful place to be in. Welcome back to 2003.
Yep, I may have gone slightly overboard with the interior given that it's supposed to be only a daily driver, but how could I not make it the nicest it can be? The mighty E39 deserves it. With this episode we ticked off the interior off the list, and in the next one we are attacking the exterior. The last step in the process of bringing this E39 touring from scrapyard worthy condition to is this even the same car? And don't forget the Infinitas supercharger. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.